What's good? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me, what it looking like, what it sounding like. It's been a minute. I don't even know if I remember how to do this live joint. I don't even know. And yeah, I'm on my phone because I got things to do. I'm not going to be on here long. So shout out to everybody who's in the building already. We're going to wait for some more people to pull up. And we're going to get some questions off. Ask me some questions. It's been kind of crazy right now. Hold on. I'm hearing all kind of music and shit. Yerp. What's good? What's good? Yeah, the goat is back. You already know what it is. You see what it is. Yeah, I ain't gonna be on here long, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, yo, I might as well show my face. I know some people think I left the country ever since Carr, um, was let go and plays for a different team. So I thought I might as well just come on here and say what it is. Juan, what's good with it? Wipe your tears. Oh my God. I knew it. I knew it, yo. Like, I knew this is what it was gonna be. That people was automatically gonna be on some Carr shit. They got nothing to do with Carr, okay? You already know the vibes, man. What it is, what it do. What's your take on Jimmy G? I'm gonna let some more people get up in here before I start answering questions because I know people gonna be asking me the same questions. You know what I'm saying? But the real is back. It's been a minute. I've been super busy. You know what I mean? I be trying to tell people I'm not a YouTuber. Okay, I'm not a YouTuber. All right, I am a successful honcho pro negro. Okay, and I happen to do YouTube on the side. Okay, that's what it is. All right, so when I got time to do YouTube, I'm gonna do YouTube. Right now, I got a little bit of time, so yeah, I'm on here with y'all. Kevin, what's up? I appreciate everybody saying they're glad to see me, man. I ain't know it was that long. I ain't know I was going that long until YouTube told me, yo, you ain't uploaded mad long. I'm like, oh, let me say what's up to the people. You should know that. Was going to request a wellness check on Honcho. Nah, Chubbs, I'm good, man. I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci. I just be busy, man. You know what I mean? Over the winter, I was coaching 2 basketball teams. I still got a full-time job. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 kids. So, yeah, I just was hella busy. And, you know what I mean? Like, the Raiders are in disarray. And I'm seeing a lot of things going on in the community, in the Raider Nation that I don't like. We can talk about it. We can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing a lot of people talking. I'm seeing a lot of people posting. I'm seeing just a lot of nonsense. And you know me, I'm a no-nonsense guy. Kevin said you will have to do a top 5 cornerback in the draft class soon. Yeah, for sure. I got you on that. You know I'm a DB specialist. Yo, Honcho, how you feeling? Glad to have you back. We definitely need your opinions. I'm here, Sterling. I'm here. You should know what it is. Make sure we hit them likes, man. Make sure we hit the like, subscribe to the channel. Chris, come on, man. You still don't have an H in your name. All right? You still don't have an H in your name. I don't respect you, son. Okay? Your name is Chris with no H. I don't respect you. Okay? I'm on the same type of time. All right? Nobody hates a Raider fan more than other Raider fans. Look, I don't hate Raider fans. I don't hate I don't hate anybody. I just don't have the time to be dealing with the pandering that seems to be going on in Raider Nation right now, okay? Like we'll talk about it. We're gonna talk about it, man. You know what I'm saying? Chris, you don't have to miss, you can't tell me you missed that from me when you have a whole letter missing from your name. Don't say the word miss around me, okay? Okay? You misspelled your name, you're missing a letter. But yeah, I feel like, we got to talk about it, man. We got to talk about it. And I'm glad to everybody pulling up because I haven't been on here in like over a month. And I'm surprised there's even almost 200 people in here. But make sure we hit them likes, subscribe to the channel. But yeah, the Raider Nation is losing their mind, man. All over Twitter, all over Instagram, all over YouTube. I'm hearing, look now. This is why I stayed away. Because I don't want to have to put people on blast, okay? Like, I didn't want to have to do it. But I might have to do it. Shout out to everybody in the building, man, saying what's up, man. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? I'm here, baby. I'm here. The real is back. I'm going to be back. I just got busy momentarily in the winter. Like I was telling, I'm coaching 2 basketball teams. So double practices every day, games every day. Yeah, it was a lot, yo. So I really just didn't have the mental fortitude to be able to do everything. Um, yeah. So wherever you want to start, man, we got 200 people in the building. Appreciate y'all. Hit the likes, subscribe to the channel. Let's get some questions off, man. What y'all want to know? What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? I feel you, C3. I feel you, because you know it's get the strap season, and like, you know what I mean? You know, look, when the shots start flying, it's equal opportunity. Anybody can get it. Yeah. Waller and likes were a big problem for Derek Carr. Waller and the likes. What that mean? Honcho, what do we need to do to tighten up O-line? I mean, listen, that's where y'all want to start is O-line. I don't want to start O-line. I'm not about the O-line, okay? You want the O-line, you go to Sanjeet, okay? Shout out to Sanjeet. All right, you want defensive line, I can help you with that. You want defense, I can help you with that. But I'm here to just kind of just check in on the pulse of Raider Nation, man, because I know it's a lot of hypocrites, man. It's a lot of people that said one thing during the season, and now they saying a whole nother thing that the season's over. And you know me, I'm all about checks and balances. I hear you when you're talking. I see you when you're recording. I see you when you're posting. I'm listening, man. And now I'm back. Man, because some people's out there perpetrating. Do I like any of the defensive sides? Look, we'll start right there. Listen. I don't like what the Raiders have done this offseason. I don't like it. That doesn't mean that I'm saying, oh, the hell with the season, the hell with the management, the hell with the owners, get a new coach, I have no patience, everything is over. That's not me saying that. I'm not saying that. But I am allowed to say that I don't like what the Raiders have been doing. And you know what? And had this been any other year, I think what the Raiders are doing would probably be fine, right? Let's be real. Like, you know, you want to get depth in the offseason and free agency. You want to build depth. You want to build your roster. And you're going to go get... You don't want to spend too much money in free agency, especially because the draft is coming up. You kind of need to draft players and then see what you need, and then you start filling in those positions in free agency and signing people later and doing what you got to do, right? So in any other year, I think what the Raiders are doing will be status quo with what other teams do, right? But the problem I'm having is not necessarily what the Raiders are doing. I don't like what the Raiders are doing. But it's not necessarily my problem is what the Raiders are doing. My problem is with all the people that seem to be agreeing with what the Raiders are doing, even though the Raiders are doing the opposite of what all these people told me they were going to do. That's my issue that I'm having right now. That's the issue I'm having. I don't like what the Raiders are doing, but I don't have a bigger... that's not my biggest problem. My biggest problem is not what the Raiders are doing. My biggest problem is with all the hypocrites that said what the Raiders were going to do and what the Raiders needed to do, and the Raiders aren't doing any of those things, and somehow those same people are telling me the Raiders are doing a great job. It's confusing. It's confusing. I don't like the whole Patriot way, Raiders way. I don't like none of that. I think the biggest mistake that Josh McDaniels and Ziegler can try to do is try to replicate something that you can't replicate. Because I don't know what the Patriot way would look like without the Tom Brady way. And I understand you've had different quarterbacks in the system when Tom Brady got hurt or stepped away and people were successful, but it was already on the heels of what Tom Brady did to the culture there. I mean, you can argue that the Patriot way is how they got Tom Brady, but I think they lucked out with Tom Brady, and, you know, Drew Bledsoe got his spleen ruptured, and you got Tom Brady, and you saw what he can do, and that became that. That's how stories happen. That's how legends are made, right? I don't know what the Patriot way is without the Tom Brady way, because Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers, and all of a sudden, they did what they did, right? So I think that Josh McDaniels and Ziegler need best not to try to duplicate or replicate anything or impersonate anything that they did with the Patriots. I do understand that they're giving some leeway on trying to rebuild a team or just rebuild a culture. I understand that takes time. But I'm just not. I'm all the contradictions that have been going on in Raider Nation and in the fan base is just alarming to me. It just makes me know that like we don't stand on anything. Like we'll be. We can be duped, we can be tricked, we can be hoodwinked, we can be bamboozled at any moment, and instead of taking it out on the right people, we seem to just turn on each other. And that's what I'm seeing right now. And so my issue is more about the response to what the Raiders is doing, not to what the Raiders do. The Raiders are going to do what the Raiders do. Some way, somehow, the Raiders seem to never make it easy for us as fans. But again, I don't like what the Raiders have done this offseason. If I had to give it a grade, C minus at best for me. But I think that my issue, like I said, is more with the hypocrites that said everything the Raiders were going to do and didn't do it. Like, let me give you an example. Before we talk about the actual moves, let me give you an example of what I mean. Everybody told me that I thought the defense was terrible last year. I thought the defense was terrible the year before that. We had everybody arguing that it was Derek Carr, I said that it was going to be the defense was the issue, right? And so what people told me when they wanted to get rid of Derek Carr was, well, if we get rid of Derek Carr, then we can build the defense, right? With all the money we're going to save from getting rid of Derek Carr, we'll go build the defense. All right, so what the fuck have the Raiders done with the money that they saved with getting rid of Derek Carr? Because they didn't buy any defense, right? They didn't buy any defense. All right, so my issue now with the contradiction is, with all the money you were supposed to save with getting rid of Derek Carr, was supposed to go into buying a new defense, right? But now, since the Raiders haven't bought any defense and haven't spent any money on defense, now those hypocrites pop up and say, well, Honcho, free agency is not about spending all your money and buying people and making big contracts, and that's not what you do. You build your defense through the draft. Okay. So then why the fuck couldn't you build a defense through the draft with Derek Carr? Right? So you told me we had to get rid of Derek Carr to save money to buy a defense. Now that we're not buying defense, we're actually buying offense. You're telling me we build the defense through the draft. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to point out the fact that you told me that we were going to use the money that we weren't going to pay Derek Carr to buy the defense. We haven't done that. Right? It's hypocritical in my opinion. And I'm not saying we should go give a bunch of big money to people and do that. I'm just pointing out that that's what y'all told me we were going to do. So you thought that getting rid of Derek Carr was supposed to bring a better defense. Did our defense get better yet? No, it hasn't. So up to this point, I'm allowed to say I don't like what we're doing. I agree you build through the draft, but I was okay with building through the draft with the other quarterback, right? When you talk about signing Jimmy G, I'm not against signing Jimmy G. I'm not against it. I wasn't even against getting rid of Derek Carr. I wasn't against that. I always said get rid of Derek Carr as long as you give me somebody better than Derek Carr. Jimmy G and Derek Carr are very similar. I do think Jimmy G is probably better in the system than Derek Carr, so I think we should get more production out of Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr might have gave us more production in another year. Him and I don't know what they had going on. It seems like behind the scenes, him and McDaniels just didn't get along. Make sure we hit them likes. 300 plus people in here, only 100 likes. Make sure we hit the likes. But hear me out. Another kind of hypocritical point to me. Everybody told me, if you told me last year we're going to get rid of Derek Carr and get Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't think anybody in this chat or anybody that's a fan of the Raiders would have said, yes, that's a good move. Let's get Jimmy G. What you did was you told me, well, anybody can replace Derek Carr. Anybody can replace Derek Carr. So now, even though you didn't want Jimmy G, you can't really voice your opinions on not wanting Jimmy G because Jimmy G isn't anybody. And you told me anybody could replace Derek Carr. So now what's going to happen is everybody has to rationalize and try to convince themselves of why Jimmy G is a good pick. Why Jimmy G is a good pick. Right? That's what this comes down to. That's what that comes down to. So you didn't want Jimmy G last year, but because you told me we can replace Carr with anybody, you can't really argue about Jimmy because he's anybody. So now you'll sit here and instead of saying, I don't like Jimmy G, you'll sit here and try to rationalize why Jimmy G is a good fit for the Raiders. Although we know he never stays healthy. Right? I understand the contract is okay. I understand all those things. But let's not sit here and act like on Monday that we're okay with something that we weren't okay with something on Sunday. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Right? Now, last year, if I told you, let's get rid of a top 5 tight end for a 3rd round pick, you would have told me I'm smoking crack. But now, somehow, in the offseason, you get rid of Darren Waller, a top 5 tight end, who, mind you, I told you last year didn't seem like a long-term fit for the Raiders. It didn't seem like he wanted to be a Raider. Didn't seem like he was going to be a Raider. I told you all this. I told you this. And everybody said I was crazy. He's a top 5 tight end. You wanted him for a 1st round pick. You wouldn't even trade Darren Waller for Aaron Rodgers. Some of y'all was mad that he was even in a conversation for being traded for Aaron Rodgers. You didn't want it. Now, fast forward, you get rid of him for a 3rd round pick and a bag of chips. Right? Now, all of a sudden, you hypocrites have to rationalize and try to convince me and yourselves of why it's a good idea that we got rid of him. Dragon, what's good? You see what I'm saying? I'm not disagreeing with Waller had to be gone. I'm not saying Waller should be on the team. I'm saying that your rationalization of why you like it is completely hypocritical to what you were saying during the season. Can't have it. North Cal Raider Jesse, what's up? That's the part I'm having an issue with. And that's what I'm tired of seeing in Raider Nation. Shout out to Daniel Kim. Appreciate the super. Welcome back to YouTube. I've been way too long to get the straps pulled up. I can't even see. It's moving so fast. Pulled on ignorant takes. Keep bringing the heat. Brother, you already know. You already know what it is. But that's my issue. Is that everything that the Raiders are doing now that everybody's applauding is the absolute opposite of what everybody wanted them to do during the season. Right? I'm not saying I disagree with what the Raiders have done. I'm disagreeing with the fact that a lot of y'all out here are having takes on things that are completely hypocritical to your takes on things just a few months ago. Charm City, what's up? Get the strap. You already know what it is. Raider Nation Network, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So look, I don't disagree with Carr being gone. I don't disagree with Jimmy G. I don't disagree with Darren Waller. But it's time to point out the frauds that we have out there that seem that are praising every single move the Raiders are making. But if you told them we were going to make these moves weeks ago, they would have said, no, that doesn't make any sense. Right? That's an issue for me. Let me tell you something. There are a few types of people in this world. You have bullies and you have nerds or squares. I'm not against any nerds or squares. I'm not mad at that. Raider Tate, what's up with it, my boy? I'm not mad at that. But to the people that are squares, and like if we used in school terms, right? Like, you know, the people that did that the most. They did the most to get the grades. They did the most. Right? You have bullies. Right? You have bullies that want to just enforce their will on you with no logic whatsoever. Just brute force. I'm bigger than you. You're going to do what I want you to do. That's how they handle confrontations and complications. Squares, on the other hand, handle confrontations, right, and situations with statistics and numbers. And I feel like the squares don't realize that football is also played on an eye test. You can see what's going on. You see smoke, there's fire. There's certain things. And what I'm noticing right now is that when my eyes tell me that I don't like the way this looks, I have some freaking square somewhere trying to give me a freaking contract number of why it makes sense. That's what's happening right now. So for every move I don't like the Raiders have done, I have some freaking nerd, some square in my DMs showing me contract breakdowns of why this was a good idea. I don't care. I don't care. I'm allowed to not like something, okay? If you give me some quinoa and I don't like it, don't show me the facts of all the beneficial things it has on why I should eat quinoa. I don't like this shit, okay? Okay? That's what's going on right now in Raider Nation. You got a whole bunch of hypocrites that said the Raiders are going to do one thing, the Raiders are doing this thing, and instead of you saying you was wrong, you're just going to, well, the contract makes sense. Ziggler's the GOAT. Ziggler's the GOAT. For what? For what? Huh? Don't talk to me about no damn contract breakdown. I don't care about none of that, right? You not paying the shit. I'm not paying it. I want production on the field. Stop showing me the contract. B-boy with the square look decoy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's going on out there. This ain't no vegan hunch, okay? I don't want that. And that's what's going on right now. I told y'all the defense sucked. Y'all told me the defense sucks because we spent all the money on the offense. And then the offseason, we're spending money on the offense. Right? My boy Ray done had enough. I feel bad for Ray because Ray knew what I was saying. Ray knew what he was saying, and the Raiders have let Ray down. The Raiders said we're not, look, you got that fire merch, which y'all should go to redemptionbrand.com and go pick up some of that fire merch. They said you got fire merch better than everybody's out there, but we don't care about that. We're going to bring in more offense. Right? Think about that. And all the people that said, well, the Raiders will have a better defense once we get rid of Derek Carr. Is the defense better right now? Come on now. But you're going to show me a contract and tell me, well, Jacoby Myers, look at the contract breakdown. Jimmy G, look at the contract breakdown. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? Huh? And then it's like, if I don't like something, look. When did we start becoming a fan base where I'm not allowed to have an opposite opinion of you? Don't sit here and try to outsmart me to try to make my opinion look minuscule to yours. First of all, your opinion is based on what? The same shit my opinion is based on. My background knowledge of the situations, right? My background knowledge of how the NFL works is, it's not about X's and O's. It's about Jimmy's and Joe's. We have a coach that thinks it's about only X's and O's. Right? Think about that. You have a coach that's saying, it don't matter what players we have. My plays are the best plays. Right? Come on. Now, I was not on the boat of getting rid of Josh McDaniels. I'm still not. I think you got to give him his time to try to build this team. But my problem is just the hypocrisy that lives within the Raider Nation fan base. Right? Now, I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you. But I do not spend time on the intranet, on Pro Football Focus, or whatever it is that they got. Right? I don't spend time on that looking at the linemen from every other team in the NFL. But somehow, no matter who we sign, no matter what his name is, no matter what syllables he has, no matter what country he's from, no matter how many snaps he done played, these motherfuckers seem to know who he is. No matter what. No matter what. It'd be like, we just signed defensive end Ronald McDonald III, and somebody will give me his contract breakdown and what he ate for breakfast and why he's a good fit for the Raiders. How do you know him? How do you know him? Shit is a joke. Shit is a joke. Everybody wants to be first. Everybody wants to be first. Right? Everybody wants to be first to give you the information and be like, well, I told you so. I told you so. I see everybody out here that wants to be positive. I understand that. But me saying I don't like what the Raiders have done so far in free agency is not me saying blow the whole thing up. It's over. It's done. Fire this guy. Fire. No, it's not saying that. I'm just saying I don't like that. Right? I might not like the new crispy sandwich McDonald's has. I'm still going to go to McDonald's. I'm allowed to say I don't like something on the menu without McDonald's sending me the contract breakdown of how we saved money on making it. I don't care. Stay out of my comments with a goddamn contract. All of a sudden, you know the Buffalo Bills 32nd string practice squad kick returner. Oh, I've been having my eyes on him for years. Shut your ass up. Shut your ass up. There ain't no eyes on no damn body. The hell they talking about? All of a sudden, Jimmy G is this and Jimmy G. Shut the hell up. You got Lamar Jackson running around out here, and you talking about Jimmy G. Yeah, I think it fits the system. Fuck the system. Look, listen, I tell you what, I got two brothers. I got a whole bunch of homies. We hang out, we chill, we argue. You know what we never argue about? Fucking contracts. What? That player's not that good. He's not that good. But look at his contract. The breakdown works out perfectly for us. If he's not good, fuck the contract. Defeat his attitude. Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Right? So again, let me go back because some people just jumped in here. They don't know. I'm not saying that I agree that you build teams through the draft. I agree with that. My problem is all the money y'all told me we was going to save from getting rid of Derek Carr, which was totally botched and mishandled by the Raiders organization, first of all. Totally mishandled. I knew this was going to happen. I said, why would Derek Carr go to a team, make them trade him and give something up to go to that team? If he wants the team to be good, he'd just get cut and go to the team. But somehow McDaniels and his great skills and Ziegler with his great contract ability didn't see that coming. I digress. But you told me we were going to be able to build things by saving the money. And now that we're not building it from the money we saved, now you're arguing with me that, well, free agency is not about buying people and giving them contracts. So, bitch, why did you argue with me about the money we were going to save to do it? People don't want to hear the truth. They never want to hear the truth, man. Raider Nation Network, appreciate you. We got Mike Epps. That's what I'm saying. We got Mike Epps. We got Day-Day. We got Day-Day. Yeah, but you know what? On that 3rd and 17, on that one play, he really saved that tackle and shut your ass up. Nobody made a wish list and had Mike Epps on it. Motherfucking Day-Day. Look at my roof. Come on, man. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. You spent the same $42 million you would have spent with Carr, and all you did was get Garoppolo, Epps, and then replace the receiver. Come on, man. Stop. Come on, man. I'm just calling it like it is. Because everybody seems to be such an intellectual these days. I'm not. I'm just a fan. But I happen to be able to see what's going on. And there's some people that would rather be so right later, right? Like I want to be able to say, I told you so. Some people live for that. I want to be able to say, I told you so bad that I'm willing to just go against everything I believe in to be able to have an opportunity to tell you that 5 months from now. You know what would happen 5 months from now if or however months from now, and the Raiders win the Super Bowl? You know what would happen? Everybody would just be happy. We won't give a fuck on what the contracts was. We won't care about who liked this move and who liked that move. But what we aren't going to do is, I'm not going to sacrifice the things I believe in and things I stand on, which is having a logical opinion based on facts and not my feelings. I'm not going to sacrifice those things just to be right a half a year from now. I'm not doing that. So you got people right now that said, fuck my beliefs and what I believe in and what I think is right and what the principles are, and said, no. I don't care what that looks like right now. I just want to be the one person to say I was right when we go to the Super Bowl. Be the one person that was right. I'll be wrong and still be happy. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about just giving your honest opinion based on something that's more than how you feel. Come on now. And that's why a lot of people be hating on Mitch. I don't mind Mitch because I feel like Mitch, for better or for worse, is going to tell you what he thinks. I respect that. But don't sit here and tell me how trash Jimmy Garoppolo is, and then when the Raiders sign him, be like, well, he's a really good fit. Shut your punk ass up. Give a damn about a good fit. Give me a good player. Give me a good player. Goddamn contract. Well, when you think about the 3-year breakdown, we don't have to give him no money. We're not guaranteeing him no money. I don't care about that. Come on, man. 500 people in the chat, 220 likes. Hit them damn likes, man. You know how you know what it is. It's get the strap season, okay? All these frauds out here. All these frauds pandering. Oh, I know what these people want to hear. Let me go drop a video about it because they want to hear it. I ain't with all that. I'm not with all that. Pandering to the people. I'm not here for all that. Y'all gonna tell me it's not a rebuild. Well, when you get rid of your franchise quarterback and you get rid of a top 5 player at a position, and then you franchise tag your running back, if it's not a rebuild, what the hell is it? A renovation? What is it? It's got to be something. And I know you saying that it don't move the needle. Like, I'm not asking for signings that move the needle because outside of Devontae Adams, we have had a history of signing people that move the needle that don't do much. So I'm not saying that. Pacey, appreciate you, man. I don't mind filling holes on offense since we got holes everywhere. Just don't understand why defense still doesn't seem like a priority. Bruh. The thing is that, I mean, he was the franchise quarterback. He was the same quarterback for 9 years that you couldn't fucking replace. So we're not doing that, okay? Derek Carr's not on the team. And some of you weirdos out there, we'll get that into a second. Don't let me forget what I'm about to say. Look, at the end of the day, defense is probably, I don't want to say not a priority, but you got to think that inside that building, they're trying to rebuild a team from the ground up, right? You got to think that that's what they're trying to do, is rebuild a team. So when you think about that, it's not, you're looking at putting Band-Aids on things and like, no, well, they have to fill a roster, so they're going to sign people to 1-year, 2-year deals. That's to fill a roster. But when you're talking about building a team, they might not think that it's defense first or offense first. They just know what the team needs, and whenever that arrives at that juncture, they're going to do it. They're going to pull the trigger on it. Edwin, appreciate the super. I ain't going to lie. Most of these moves seem lateral at best. Thank you so much for calling out the hypocrisy. I feel like influencers have played a big part. Gas and Raiders fans keep giving us back. Edwin, I appreciate that. And you're right. That's exactly what it is. Omar, appreciate the super. Welcome back, bro. DC was the scapegoat. It's a rebuild. The building is gone. I agree. Now, I agree Derek Carr played himself out of Las Vegas. He played terrible last year. I don't think he was the scapegoat, but it's clear to me that they weren't going to keep Derek Carr. I don't think no matter how his season went. And I think that's why they held players like Renfro and Waller out a little bit to kind of say, you know, let's see what you can really do. And, you know, he proved that he couldn't do it, period, point blank, period, whatever it is, it is. But I think this another hypocritical point to me is like the whole idea of, you know, I was called a Derek Carr stan for supporting Derek Carr and I guess constantly talking about Derek Carr when he was actually the quarterback of the Raiders. And somehow the people that called me that seem to talk about Derek Carr still every single day when he's not even on the Raiders. So if I was a stand for talking about him when he was our quarterback, what the hell are you for talking about him when he's not our quarterback? You guys are freaking weird. You guys are obsessed with that man. Obsessed. Obsessed with that man. I supported the quarterback of my team. He is not the quarterback of my team anymore, and somehow his name is in your mouths every single day. You sick bastards. Excuse my language. Excuse it. But it's hypocritical out here, man. The hypocrisy that relies in Raider Nation amongst the fans, it's crazy. Now, I understand we got people in here, right, that be feeling themselves because they get a certain amount of followers, a certain amount of views, whatever the case is. And you want to feel like you want to be, you want to talk spicy. I'm not mad at that. I love that type of temperature. I don't ever want a problem with anybody, but if somebody says we got a problem, I say, okay, no problem. Okay? If you talk about Derek Carr when he's not on the team and I call you out for it, James Williams, I brought him up a lot in this rant because it's the first time I've been on camera since we released him. Okay? I mean, there's a little X on the screen. You can X out, Playboy. Do what you want to do. All right, my point is this. I'm allowed to talk about Derek Carr. I've already been called a stan and a caper and I'm caping for. I've already been called all those things. So me talking about Carr is not a problem. I can do that. I can do that. Why the fuck are y'all talking about Carr? And then, I posted this on Twitter that, everybody who talked about Carr when he was on the Raiders and supported him was a stan, but now he's not on the Raiders and y'all keep talking about him every day. That's kind of weird. And somebody gonna tell me, are we not allowed to talk about the quarterback of our team for the last 9 years? Bitch, why couldn't I talk about the quarterback of the team when he was actually on the team? But now y'all want to talk about him when he's not on the team. Obsessions, sick people, man. Hypocrites. 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 Same people that was making videos about fire Josh McDaniels last season is all of a sudden praising every move he's making. Hypocrites. 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 Roy, appreciate the super. Honcho, it's crazy how a lot of people were talking about any QB could have won with our defense. Glad you back and putting the haters on blast. You already know that. You already know that. Come on, man. Any quarterback could have won with our defense. All right, man. All right. All right, yo. And people stop asking about Wi-Fi Willie. I don't know him. And he has me blocked. I'm just saying this. I understand the whole idea you have to have patience and these things. I just don't like the people trying to tell me or tell other folks they need to be patient just because they say they don't like a move that the Raiders have made. That's what I don't like. That's what I don't like. I'm allowed to say, I don't like the Raiders made that move, without a bunch of you fucking nerds jumping on my DMs and in my comments and mentions, man, you gotta have patience, Honcho. Who said I wasn't patient? Just because I'm patient doesn't mean I have to like everything they're doing. Kevin, appreciate you, man. Congrats on the basketball season. Yeah, you should know that. First year coaching middle school basketball, 15-3, won a championship. Also took my son's travel team to the playoffs after they only won one game last year out of 15. We ended up turning that around, adding Lil Honcho to the team, added myself as coach. We turned that around, made it to the playoffs. We were the 4 seed, by the way. We got beat on the 3 at the buzzer. That hurt my soul. But yeah, we win over here. That's what we do. We win. Sebastian, what's up? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just don't like the hypocrisy. And I'm not saying you can't change your opinions. That's fine. Like if I like I thought Damon Arnett was gonna be the best corner we had. I was wrong in that. I have to just say I was wrong. I don't get to talk shit to y'all because I'm wrong. And talk shit to y'all and try to say, well, I thought he was gonna be good because he did. No, I was just wrong. Right? But it seems like instead of y'all changing your mind and saying like, oh, after further review or after looking at the situation in more depth, I come to the conclusion that this is this, you'll just jump down somebody else's back and say, you got to be patient. You got to be this. You don't build a team through free agency. You build through the draft. Wait, you're the same person telling me that we got to build through the draft, but told me last year we had to sign free agents because we sucked at drafting. Hypocrites. 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 You stood on that too, not like these others. Yeah, yo, I was wrong about that. I was wrong about Damon on that. I was wrong about a lot of things. But my point is that I'm never going to try to make somebody look stupid just because we have a difference in opinion, right? Like if I say I don't like the Raiders signing Jimmy G, I shouldn't have somebody try to make me look stupid by giving me Jimmy G's contract. Like that's lame as shit. Like that's lame as shit. Plant can box. You gotta be careful with that. Nation with attitude. I don't know what that is. Canelo beats Benavidez. Tubby, appreciate that. I mean, we're not talking about boxing. I just saw a boxing comment. Yeah, I missed a lot in the Raider content world because the Raider content world, there's only a few people I could rock with. Some people, you just can't, yo. You just can't, yo. You can try, and I know it's just. It's a lot that goes on in the Raider Nation fan base and the people that be talking and the things they say, and nobody ever wants to apologize for anything. Nobody ever wants to like piece anything up. People just want you to forget the stuff they say and then expect to move on because they have opportunities for you. I'm not built like that. If you say some foul shit about me, to me, whether you know I heard it or not, if you speak ill on somebody's name, y'all should probably, hash that out before you try to move on with anything else. And I just feel like there's just too much going on in that department right now. Too much bullshit going on. Too much, ass kissing going on right now. People not being honest with, conversations. How you coach young youth players and get them to buy in? I get young players to buy in by you got to point out when they have small success over something you taught them. It might not be a win, like you might not win the whole game, but if you can point out to certain areas that they had success in because of the things you taught them and the things they learned, and create some type of mentality of, okay, if we just learned more and did more of that, we would be better off. I think that's how you get them to buy in. If I go out there and yell at you every day and you don't get better at dribbling, you don't get better at shooting, you don't get better at scoring, you don't get better at defending, you don't get better at winning or competing, it'd be a hard time for you to buy in, right? So you got to give them small expectations so they can meet them, and then you build up from there. Pacey, appreciate the super. I'm curious what you want in the first 3 rounds. I mean, I want the best. I want the best players. I'm content with knowing that next year is not a win now year for us. And I know nobody wants to hear that because, everybody that'll tell me to be patient about free agency will not want to be patient about when we're going to win the Super Bowl. That's another hypocrisy in the nation. Everybody would say, be patient. But if I tell your punk ass, be patient, it's going to take 3 years to win the Super Bowl, you'll be like, no, how dare you say that? How dare you? How dare I? Shut your punk ass up. We're going to be in a situation that's going to take a few years. So for me, I don't want us to swing for the fence and try to get one player that's going to win us a Super Bowl next year. Because I don't think we're one player away. I think the situation calls for a dominant roster from top to bottom. Maybe not with big names, but big games. I think that's just what it's going to come down to. I think we're looking at, instead of chasing the Chiefs, we're going to try to catch the Chiefs on their way down. I just think that's what it comes down to. Right? I think I think when you look at having a 10-win team that went to the playoffs and lost to the AFC Championship team on the road and coming within one score with 20 seconds left, and then the next year you're just a laughing stock of the NFL, and then that offseason you get rid of a top 5 player at tight end and you get rid of your quarterback, I think you have to accept that they have accepted taking a step back in order to take 2 steps forward. And I think that if we're going to be patient with who we're signing and who we're drafting, then we got to be patient with what we want the results to be. And that's just being realistic with it. Who do you have winning out of March Madness? I had UCLA, but Tennessee and Texas look pretty good right now. So it's just it's a lot going on, man, in Raider Nation right now. How have you been, family? Wondering about you. I hope all is well. Haven't seen you doing your pocket. Yeah, because like I said, I was busy, man. Like I'm not a YouTuber. I'm somebody who just happens to do YouTube when I can. And anybody that knows me knows that when I do things, I have to be fully invested and put everything into it. And coaching 2 basketball teams. I had never coached basketball before. So this winter, around November, when I got the job to be coaching, 2 basketball teams, I put everything I had into it. It's different between knowing how to play basketball and knowing how to teach somebody how to play basketball. So I had to do a lot of stuff and get my mind right and learn a lot of things and, give the team, all my concentration. So that's what I had to do. But that season's over. I got high school girls flag football team, head coach of that. In the spring, also got some AAU teams popping off for the summer. So it gives me a little bit of a gap to where I can kind of get my mind back into this a little bit, especially with the draft coming up. Wilder has no dedication. I told y'all Wilder wasn't going to be a Raider. Y'all just didn't hear that at that point. But now that he's not a Raider, everybody seems to be on board with him not being a Raider. But, we won't talk about the hypocrisy in that. If we get Bobby Wagner, we'll be all right. Wild card, Big Time Willie. It's hard to say. Because we have to, look, and I said this last year. I said Josh McDaniels has to prove that he can win as a head coach. I said Josh McDaniels had more to prove than Derek Carr than the players because the players had already shown they can win. Right? Derek Carr has had a 12-win season. Derek Carr had brought a team to the playoffs just 2 years ago. Right? So I felt like Josh McDaniels had to prove that he can actually be a successful head coach, and I feel like he hasn't done that yet. So we can get the Bobby Wagners, we can do all those things, but at the end of the day, Josh McDaniels has got to prove that he can be a successful head coach. I just hope Jimmy G stays healthy, plus the whole team. Yeah, Trucker Mark, same here. What do you think of Caleb Williams for next year? Emilio, appreciate the super. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to think about quarterbacks that are coming out next year. His attitude and his, he's a little immature. I think he needs to mature a little bit, especially if he's gonna play in Vegas. But he's a good ball player. You can't take that away from him. But I've seen good ball players come to the Raiders and not be very good. So we'll have to see how that plays out. I don't know what the Raiders' actual goals are and what they're going to try to do in that draft. I could see them absolutely taking a lineman, trading back around 12, 14, 15, get some more picks, go get a couple linemen, go get a couple defenders, and just stay put with Jimmy G as the quarterback and, look for next year to sign somebody or trade for somebody, or draft somebody. I can see that happening. I can see the Raiders going to get a quarterback in this year's draft. Not the one that y'all thinking about, but I can see that happening. Sebastian Honcho, Jersey has flag football for high school. Yeah, they just started it last year. Was the first year. I know in other states they have it. So yeah, it's like a varsity sport now. Women's flag football. So I'm coaching that. Last year was our first season. We lost in the playoffs. So I'm getting to the playoffs and everything. Playboy. We're the 4th best team in our division. Yeah. Yep. There's no doubt about that. Princeton going off. Yeah, yo, I seen that. Jers. But yeah, get your questions in, man. I'm about to get up out of here. I was only going to be on for an hour anyway. So, get some questions in. I spoke what I had to speak. I'll be back. The real is back. Facts over feelings is back. All that pandering shit is out the windows up for y'all. You can't build a team around Carr. He was the Why the fuck are you talking about building a team around Carr? He's gone. You can't build a team around Carr, but somehow he's been to the playoffs twice. With terrible defenses. Right? And 5 different head coaches. So, yeah, I'm not going to argue with you that you can't build a team around him. But we'll see. We'll see who the Raiders can build a team around. Have they shown us that? Have the Raiders shown us they can build a team around anybody in the last 20 years? I don't know. Honcho, Mount. I'm not. Come on, yo. You trying to get me in some drama. I got to start proofreading these shits before I read them out loud. NWA is the move. Who's in NWA? Who is that? I don't know what that is. Is Raid in it? Honcho, do you feel like we wasting free agency money right now? No, I don't feel like it because you have to fill the roster. You have to put a roster on out there. You keep saying nation with attitude. Who's in it? Who's in the nation of attitude? Oh, bro. North Cal Raider Jesse, appreciate the super, man. Thank you so much for the support. I'm back, baby. Get the strap season. You know what it is. Watch how the tone of everybody's lives and everything changes now. Watch. It's up, yo. Watch. Everybody, watch. I'm telling you right now, we already know what it is when I get back on lives. Get the strap. You should know that Dirty Raider and his homies are NWA. Yeah, Dirty Raider, man. That name is wild. I miss your super. Send it again. It's hard to do the supers on the phone, man. Did I? Where is it? No, it's not. Why? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you started it now. Yeah, whatever, yo. Whatever. Yo, Honcho, appreciate the response on Twitter, bro. Oh, see, I don't know if you're being sarcastic. Because I know I don't be responding to everybody on Twitter. Yeah, I think Tank beats Ryan Garcia. You know, so we mentioned boxing, we lose 100 people in the chat. What's Lil Honch playing? Lil Honch playing basketball. He about to start running track, though, in the spring. He's playing, he was a 6th grader on the 8th grade team. He played on his 6th grade travel team, and he'll be playing AAU in the summer. So, how many games before Jimmy G gets injured? I don't think like that. I want to have a successful season. Although I don't like what the Raiders are doing, I would never be one that want them to suck just to be right. Like, I don't want to be right. Like, I want to be happy. Honcho, we need some common sense back on YouTube. My brother, start posting soon. The sooner the better. I got you, man. I got you. I'm back. Yo, I'm telling you, I'm back. I'm back. I had a lot of stuff I had to do, man. I had to do a lot of stuff. So yeah, I'm back, man. Hurry up, let's go. We got like 5 minutes left, yo. Get them questions in. I'm about to get up out of here. Appreciate everybody that pulled up. Make sure we hit the likes. Subscribe to the channel. Hit me up on Instagram and Twitter, both at Raider Honcho. Check out redemptionbrand.com. Pick up some of that merch. Ray got some fire shit out there. Best in the business. I don't care how you feel about it. Pizzle, what's good? Jacoby Myers said it best. You must have players buy in the Josh McDaniels system, and that's loyal to the soil. I don't disagree with that, but but all right, what is that? I mean, shit. I don't think that Josh McDaniels' system is. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think you can have people buy into it. If they're not that good, they're just not that good. And I'm not talking about him. Apply that heat, Honcho. These lames don't know. Lou, you already know that. Eric, what's good? Appreciate the super. Why have money if you don't use it? I mean, I'm just saying, all that money y'all wanted to save from Derek Carr, what we spend it on? What we spend it on? And I'm not saying they have to spend it. Y'all told me they were going to spend it. So what did y'all get from it? That's all I'm asking. Like, I don't know if Josh McDaniels' system, you know what I mean? I don't know if it was the system. Like, I don't know. Like everybody says system, system, system. Like, that's just a good way of saying we don't have the players that are good enough. So we have to put a system in place. Right? We have to hide them. Like, when you hear a system quarterback, that's not a quarterback you want on your team. You want a quarterback that can win in any system. So if you're telling me that the Raiders are only going to be good if people buy into Josh McDaniels' system, F the system. They have to buy into his culture. If you don't buy into the culture, you're not buying into the system. If you don't buy into him as a man and as somebody who can lead you, you're not buying into his system. Does Josh McDaniels strike you as the type of person that can lead grown men? Tom Brady does. Bill Belichick does. I don't know if Josh McDaniels is that guy. And y'all don't either. So stop giving me contracts in my DMs. Well, the contract breakdown, shut your punk ass up. Care about no contracts. I'm not going to be like, oh, he's had 1 tackle and 7 pass deflections in 120 games. Bitch, that's not production. That's just participation. Y'all crazy as hell. Tell me I got to be happy with everybody we done signed. We don't know if Josh McDaniels is a leader of men. He might have won a playoff game with Tim Tebow when Tim Tebow was led by the Lord, not by Josh McDaniels. Tell me I'm wrong. Tebow was led by the Lord Jesus Christ, the Savior himself, not Josh McDaniels. Shout out to the 400 people in the chat. Make sure we hit the like, subscribe to the channel. Hit me up on Instagram and Twitter, both every day, Honcho. And I got to start a call-in show, man. I need some of y'all to call in and get these questions off, man. I think that's going to be part of the new membership package. Hallelujah, holla back. You should know what it is. You should know that. I'm tired of the Patriot way. We're not the Patriots. We're not the Patriots. Okay, this is Vegas. I told y'all what kind of coach we needed. We needed Deion Sanders. I told y'all that. I told y'all that before he was good at Jackson State. What kind of coach you think? I said, look, the kind of coach the Raiders need might not be an X's and O's guy. It might just be somebody with some swag and somebody with a little bit of culture, and that's what Deion Sanders is. That's what you need sometimes. You need that. I don't care how smart Josh McDaniels is. We're playing football. This ain't chess. I know everybody wants to post it on Twitter. This chess, not checkers. Motherfuckers, neither or. We're not playing on the board. We're playing on the field. Okay? It's not always as difficult as people make it seem. It's playing football. The Eagles head coach look like he just, come on. Look like he drink Hennessy in the locker room. Nobody cares, but the players play for him. Look how smart everybody wants to be. You got 37 coaches. Who cares how smart Josh McDaniels is? Is a wide receiver coach, quarterback coach, defensive back coach, linebacker coach, lineman coach. You got 18 people in the press box telling you what plays they should run. I don't care how smart one person is. You got a whole team around you to be smart for you. You just got to be able to be a leader. Be a leader and we'll win. Yeah, get out of here with those vegan contracts. I'm not eating quinoa. I don't care how beneficial it is. Well, you know, the contract isn't really that bad when you think about it. I don't want to think about the contract. I want to think about us winning. We don't win with contracts. The hell are you talking about? I want Deion Sanders as our coach, man. Come out to his own theme music. Come on, man. That's what Vegas needs. You need somebody like that. And I think that's what they thought they were getting when they brought John Gruden back. And I think John Gruden was just a little too old. I think original John Gruden coming to Vegas would have been perfect. He's a little too old. He was outdated. He was Frank Lucas when he got out of jail. It was too late. The game had passed him by. He didn't even let Carr change the players on the line. Look, I don't want to talk about Carr, man. I tweeted something last year in the beginning of the season. I said retweet this until Josh McDaniels takes the handcuffs off Derek Carr. And everybody thought I was crazy. And Derek Carr is this. And at the end of the season, when it all came out, it said what happened with Josh McDaniels and Derek Carr. He was pissed off that Derek Carr was trying to change plays at the line of scrimmage. I told y'all that. But what do I know? What do I know? 'Cause I'm not emotional. And I don't spend $9 million a year on Raiders gear. I tell you what, I know football. I know sports. I know coaching. And I can see the problem with Derek Carr and Josh McDaniels is Josh McDaniels wasn't letting Derek Carr be the guy. He probably didn't think he was good enough to be the guy. But that was the issue. So you got to go and get somebody who's the guy. You think Jimmy Garoppolo's the guy? I don't know. I don't know. We're going to find out. I hope he does well, though. I mean, I'm rooting for Jimmy. I'm rooting for anybody who puts on the silver and black. Don't get it twisted. Lewis, what's up? He had a chance and fumbled it. I don't know what you're talking about. He was mad when he audibles and won against the Seahawks. Yeah, that's crazy. When you said there was a divide between Josh McDaniels and Derek Carr and the gap got wider because he changed the plays and won the game, that's how I know. That's how I know. Because I'm a coach. Look, I tell somebody to run a play and they don't run the play. I be mad, but if it work, I'll be like, all right, okay, motherfucker, you got that. I ain't going to be more mad at you. Plus, I was a quarterback that used to change the plays, and my coach would be mad. And I'd be like, but it worked. And they'd be like, all right, yo, all right, watch your mouth. So, yeah, I know what it is. My Achilles is good. It's probably like 80%. I've been playing basketball a little bit, but I don't do the things I used to do, unfortunately. I'm just not there yet mentally. Like physically, it's probably 80%. Mentally, I'm probably like 40%. Because I'm scared as hell it's going to pop again. So I'm going to be chilling. But it will be fun to coach this football season, not on crutches, in a boot, or on a scooter. I can't wait to kind of be jogging up and down the field. But all right, yo. I'm about to get up out of here, man. Put in a quick hour. Appreciate all 550 people that pulled up. Appreciate anybody who super donated. But yeah, we back, yo. The real is back. Yeah, I got some time. I got time today. Okay, I got some time. So I'm going to be back recording some videos, posting shit up. You know, it's facts over feelings and all that. Hit me up on Instagram and Twitter, both at Raider Honcho. Check out RaiderHoncho.com. Check out RedemptionBrand.com. Raid the Tape got the most fire merch in the game. I don't know if I still got a promo code, but if I do, it's Honcho15 at checkout, man. Take 50% off your orders. If it ain't up there, spam Raid the Tape. Tell them stop being cheap and give you the damn discount code. All right? Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit likes on the way out, all that. Till next time, as always, Raider Honcho out.